Hi, my name is Peadar Henehan. I'm a member of the marketing team at LIT, and I'd like to thank you for your invitation to present to you today. I'm going to give you a broad overview of the suite of engineering programs available at LIT and the requirements needed to gain entry to any one of them. This slide depicts a typical laboratory in the engineering departments of LIT. Now, engineering as a career. An engineer can work in many different industries, example software, aerospace, agriculture, environmental, design and many more. An engineer uses innovative methods to solve problems and to find the right solution. Now, engineering at LIT, each program carries 6 modules per semester and 2 semesters per year. Important skills for an engineer. They must be technically minded, enjoy doing practical work, computer literate. They must have patience, persistence, and be comfortable working in a mixture of indoor and outdoor environments. In other words, an engineer must be both logical and analytical to take them through their career. Okay, we'll now have a look at the reasons why you should study engineering at LIT. All of our programs are validated by Engineers Ireland. That means that your qualification is recognised across the world in countries such as the UK, Australia and Canada. Now, we find in LIT when students transfer from second level to third level that there are often difficulties with the transition and getting involved with the new regime. We find that academic issues can arise. Now, in LIT, you'll be sitting in a relatively small class, typically 40 to 60, but sometimes less. At the end of semester 1, the lecturer will know you by your first name, and access to lectures is available 5 days a week, 9 to 5. Therefore, should an academic issue arise, it can be dealt with immediately and it doesn't get out of control. In other institutes where you might be sitting in a class of 200, 300 or even 400, the lecturer rarely has a chance to get round to dealing with academic issues, and an awful lot of the time that means the student gets frustrated and opts out of their programme. Now, there's a nice fancy term there on the screen called active learning. Now, this means practical content in a programme. The majority of our engineering programmes, between 30 and 40% of the programme is practical. This means, for example, if you're in a lecture, say on electronics, and the lecturer is discussing diodes, transistors, heat sinks, etc. After the lecture, you go to a 2-hour laboratory where you will take the components discussed, solder them into a circuit, test the circuit. Therefore, you get a complete understanding of how the components function. Now, this practical experience will stand to graduates when they go out into industry, because sometimes it takes no more than a month to train the graduate into how a company functions, and then they can let them off to do their work. So the experience gained during your program stands to you when you go out into industry. And finally then, the employability record of LIT is very, very good. The class of 2017, 80 or more % of them gained employment in their chosen discipline. Now, engineering at LIT, we have 3 departments which carry engineering programs. We have the electrical electronic, the mechanical and automobile, and the built environment. I'll take a look at the electrical electronic engineering programs first. The number on your screen there is the CAO code. We have electrical engineering, electronic engineering with computer systems, industrial automation, and renewable and electrical energy. I'll take a look at electrical engineering first. An electrical engineer designs and develops new systems, controls and monitors electrical energy, studies the physics and the maths of electrical energy. Electrical energy is needed for everything we do. Could you imagine life without electricity? So an electrical engineer then designs the electrical systems for, say, an office block, making sure that the electricity arrives safely throughout the building and does what it's supposed to do. An electrician then comes along and installs the power throughout the building. The program of study there on the left of the screen, the core subjects, you will see in all of our engineering programs that maths is an important ingredient of all engineering programs, and I'll discuss with you later the requirements needed to gain entry to LIT on an engineering program. Now, the job description for electrical engineers: you could end up as an energy management engineer, electrical power systems engineer, automation systems engineer, or electrical engineer. And typically the jobs in the region, you will see the logos of a whole plethora of companies there on the right hand side of the screen. They are companies that currently employ graduates from the electrical engineering program. Electronic engineering then with computer systems. Now, electronic engineering is the force behind the world's smart economy and the Internet of Things. I'll explain that to you in a slide later on. Electronic engineers then create, design and develop everyday devices, including the smartphone, game consoles and self-driving automobiles. They also electronic gates, garage doors, etc. Now, the program of study, again on the left hand side you will see maths as a core subject. The job description: electronic engineer, embedded systems design engineer, digital systems design engineer, electronic systems validation engineer and control engineer. And then the companies in the region that are currently jobbing our electronic engineers are Analog Devices, Jaguar, onsemi, Land Rover and Intel. Typical job areas from a home technology point of view would be smartphones, smart TVs, Alexa and that kind of stuff. And then typical job areas from a sports technology point of view would be Fitbit, smartwatches, etc. And then that takes us on to the Internet of Things. Now, the Internet of Things would be typically what you would have in a typical household. You know, you might have your heating controlled by electronics, you might have your Velux windows, you might have your garage door, you might have your lights, all of that kind of thing. That's what we mean by the Internet of Things. And then if you look at a typical automobile, you can see there the plethora of electronics that's in a typical new car. So electronic engineering is an extremely important career, and it's a very, very good career to have. Industrial automation then and robotic systems. Now, automation is the design of electromechanical equipment for use in manufacturing products. An automated system is a system that is used to reduce the need for human work in the manufacture of goods in everyday life. What do we mean by everyday life? Well, we mean automation of your electronic gates, your garage door, your Velux windows, etc. And automation is used to increase labour productivity, reduce labour costs, overcome the effects of labour shortages, improve worker safety, improve product quality, and to accomplish processes that cannot be done manually. Of course, what it means is that there's going to be less people in the workforce now. Whether that be good or bad, I presume for moving forward it's best to have the cheapest job. Now, the program of study again is, you will see maths at top of the list there. The job description: a maintenance engineer, production engineer, automation control engineer and a debugging engineer. And again, the companies in the region that are currently jobbing our graduates: Modular Automation and Vistacon or Johnson & Johnson. Renewable electrical energy then. This program covers 4 main areas, and the first one is production of energy from renewable sources. And that's wind, solar, hydro and bioenergy. Now, bioenergy uses plants and other organic materials called biomass to generate the energy. And what are biomass fuels? They are purpose-grown crops such as corn and organic waste from homes, businesses and farms. Materials such as wood chips, sawdust, animal dung, food scraps and sewage. They are all the materials that are used to produce an alternative method of energy. How much is there and how is it captured and how can it be used? You have the generation, supply and use of electrical power, monitoring and control of the energy, and energy efficiency. The program of study is there. The job descriptions then: energy management engineer, electrical systems engineer, design, implementation and optimization of renewable energy systems engineer. And again, the companies there that are currently jobbing our graduates from that particular program. We'll now have a look at the mechanical engineering programs available at LIT. You will see there we have mechanical engineering, precision engineering and automobile engineering. Now, mechanical engineering then applies the principles of mathematics, physics, engineering and graphics to the design, analysis, manufacture and maintenance of mechanical systems. In other words, anything that has moving parts. It's the branch of engineering that involves the production and usage of heat and mechanical power for the design, production and operation of machines and mechanical systems such as boilers, pumps, turbines and refrigeration, including car engines, aircraft design and mechanical components. The programme of study there, you'll see the core subjects, the job description. A mechanical engineer can work as an aerospace design engineer, maintenance engineer, mechanical engineer, nuclear engineer, automotive design engineer. Now you will see from that range of jobs that mechanical engineering can open an awful lot of doors to an awful lot of careers. The jobs in the region then, Shannon, precision, modular, etc. Precision engineering then is involved with the design, manufacturing and measurement of highly specified parts for the medical, aerospace, automotive, oil and gas exploration and related industries. Students learn how to work effectively with both manual and CNC machines to produce parts from an initial design to a final product. Again, typically making components that are of very, very high precision. Programme of study, job description, precision engineer, applications engineer, design engineer, control engineer, medical devices engineer. And again, Takumi in Raheen give an awful lot of work to our graduates. They have a very, very highly precision company out there. Automotive engineering and transport management. I should say at the outset here, you will not be a motor mechanic should you follow this programme. There's a separate programme under the apprenticeship system for to become a motor mechanic. Now, this programme provides the student with a broad-based knowledge of the mechanical, electrical and electronic components of motor vehicles. The student learns about the administration and management of the motor business, that is sales, service, warranty, fleet management, etc. Half of all your college hours approximately are spent at lectures, while the remainder is spent in the garage, the machine shop, laboratories and the welding shop. Again, if you look at the programme of study there, the core subject, maths again, is at the top of the list. What kind of a job could you get? Well, you could be sales manager, service manager, warranty manager, fleet manager, or indeed you could manage a large dealership such as Lions of Limerick, Hogan's of Limerick, etc. And it's a higher certificate in engineering in agricultural mechanisation and an ordinary degree in engineering in agricultural mechanisation. They are both run in collaboration with the Ag College in Pallaskenry, and they prepare graduates to cope effectively and competitively with the rapid rate of technological change that's a feature of today's farm machinery industry. The course follows in this manner. Year 1, there's 4 days in Pallaskenry Ag College and 1 day a week in LIT. Work placement runs for 30 weeks, generally from March to December. Most students do their placements in the US, where the Ag College in Pallaskenry has a collaboration with Ohio State University, who organise the placements and they place the student with a host family in America. Year 2 then starts in January with 3 days per week in Pallaskenry and 2 days per week in LIT. At the end of second year, you get what's called a Green Cert. Now, this really is a qualification to farm. What's the advantages of it? It allows you to inherit a farm as a business, it reduces tax liabilities, and with the cert you can apply for grants, etc. Then year 3 starts in September with 2 days a week in Pallaskenry and 3 days per week in LIT. The programme offers core subjects in tractor engineering and workshop processes, electrical electronic technology, machinery operation, together with relevant support in engineering science, engineering maths, CAD and applied technology. There's also some business management together with workshop administration, and they are delivered from a farm machinery business standpoint. Okay, we'll now have a look at the built environment, and I'll take the third one on the list there. It's LC248 Built Environment Common Entry. Now, this program is designed for individuals who are looking for a career in the construction industry, but they're not sure which specialism to pursue. They cover during this particular program civil engineering management, construction management, quantity surveying and property valuation. If, for example, the student feels best suited to the civil engineering management, they can transfer to year 2 of the civil engineering management if, of course, they pass all of their exams. It should be noted that transfer is subject to availability of places. So then architectural technologists are specialists in the technological decision necessary to solve the design problem. They need a sound understanding of the process of design, construction technology and the management tools for the communication of design information. The skills they require are wide-ranging from design appreciation, technical analysis and presentation to management skills. Again, you will look at the job description there. Architectural technologists work in architectural practice with contractors, engineering practices, construction management companies. Construction management then. Graduates from this program have an in-depth knowledge of the construction process, the necessary theoretical knowledge to match solutions to construction problems. They also have the management skills to plan, organise and manage construction projects such as large office blocks, large hotels, schools, stadia such as Thomond Park, etc. Again, the programme of study is there, the job description, site engineer, site management, quality management, contract management, construction and project management. And they're the companies typically that are hiring our graduates. Civil engineering then are creative people who solve problems. They produce lots of ideas and they turn them into real things for people around the world to use. Civil engineers create, improve and protect the environment in which we live. They plan, design and oversee the construction and maintenance of building structures and infrastructure such as roads, railways, airports, bridges, harbours, dams, irrigation projects, power plants, water and sewage plants and systems. The programme of study is there, typically the job description, site engineer, design consultant, contractor, county council engineer, environmental engineer, structural engineer, water resource engineer. We'll now have a look at civil engineering management. This programme is designed in partnership with industry and uniquely merges civil engineering with management skills. Graduates will be able to manage the construction and maintenance of infrastructure developments. Third year of this programme is devoted entirely to practical work experience. Some of the duties of a civil engineering manager would be manage teams of engineers, manage projects to reduce workloads, increase efficiency, replace equipment, etc., identify training needs, or indeed to participate in facility management programs such as budgeting. You'll see the programme of study there, and the job description would be typically site engineer, civil project management, civil engineering, contracting and consulting engineers, and you will see the logos there of the companies that are hiring our graduates currently. That takes us then to quantity surveying. The quantity surveying programme provides the student with an in-depth knowledge of the financial and contractual aspects of construction and civil engineering projects. The evolving international economic climate means the role of the quantity surveyor is in high demand as both public and private clients are pursuing the agenda of obtaining value for money and greater cost certainty in all construction activities. In other words, the quantity surveyor makes sure that the project comes in on budget. The programme of study is there again, core subjects, the job description, contracts manager, cost engineer, cost planner, facilities manager, project manager, construction economist, construction scheduler. Again, the companies who are giving work to our graduates at the moment. Property valuation then and management. This is a business-related degree, specialising in the diverse sectors of the property industry, both residential and commercial. This includes estate agencies, surveying, property valuation, property management and property investment and development. The job description: estate agency, in other words, an auctioneer, property management, property valuation and professional services. Then we have interior design. Now this is a varied programme developing both creative and technical aspects of interior designer skills, which includes sketching, concept design, space planning, specialist finishes, technical drawing, computer-aided design, building regulations, project management and problem solving. Again, the job description: graduates can work as interior designers in architect's office, government agencies, retail design, exhibition design, kitchen design, colour consultancy, etc. Okay, now we'll have a look at the entry requirements to get into any of the engineering programs in LIT, and we'll take a look at the level 8 first. Now, a minimum of 2 H5s and 4 ordinary 6 or 4 H7 grades and 6 Leaving Cert subjects including Maths and English or Irish. You may recall, as I spoke to you about core subjects for engineering on the previous slides, I said Maths was top of the list in all of them. Well, Maths is extremely important. Now, you could enter LIT on an engineering program with an ordinary 6 in Maths. Now, I would say to you today, if you're interested in engineering in LIT, you should aim for an ordinary 2 in Maths. If you come in with an ordinary 6, you'll have to work quite hard at your Maths in order for to pass your exams. That means that you could neglect any one of the other 5 modules. However, if you come in with an ordinary 2, you should have absolutely no problem. If you have honours maths coming in, it's a real bonus for you, not from a points point of view, but it means that you will have much less work to do in your maths and it'll give you more time to devote to your other subjects. Now, the QQI level 5 applicants, these are applicants from the PLC colleges. You need a minimum of a full QQI level 5 award and you must have at least 3 distinctions in the 8 modules you take during your programme there. If we move to the right hand side of the screen now, you'll see level 6s and 7s. Now, I'll say at this stage there's a misnomer out there that you will not get a decent job with a level 6 or a level 7. Now, that's nonsense. And I'll tell you why. The HEA, which the Higher Education Authority, this is the body that governs the running of all third level institutes, they conducted a survey in February 2018. 29,000 graduates took part in the programme, and some of the findings were that there was a very, very strong demand for level 6 and 7 graduates in areas such as engineering, agriculture, facilities, welfare and services. Now, what that means is that, you could have a bad day during your Leaving Cert. You may not achieve the points that you wish for. So I would urge you to make sure that you fill out the level 6-7 side of the CAO form also. Now, what are the requirements? You need a minimum of 5 ordinary 6 or H7 grades and 5 Leaving Cert subjects, again including Maths and English or Irish. Now, I would also say to you, if you're embarking upon a level 6 or 7, you should aim for an ordinary 2 in Maths. The QQI level 5 applicants then a minimum of full QQI level 5 award. I'm now going to show you a short video clip which should consolidate what I've been speaking to you about for the last 20 minutes.
Engineers, creators, dreamers, makers, problem solvers. Engineers use maths and science to design and build the physical, electrical, technical and mechanical world around us. Engineering students learn to analyse the problems of today to find the solutions for tomorrow. Choosing the right engineering course can be difficult. To understand which engineering course is right for you, it's helpful to have a good understanding of the 4 main engineering disciplines. Let's start with mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineers design, analyse and manufacture mechanical systems. Mechanical engineering deals with the tangible, physical world that you can see and touch. So students of mechanical engineering might be analysing heat transfer in a pump or boiler, or measuring reactions and investigating forces to accomplish a finished design. For electrical engineering, think power stations, power generation, motors, batteries and control systems. The invisibility of charges or waves means that electrical engineers need to focus on understanding what is happening without actually seeing it, and need to use electrical tools to measure change. For electronic engineering, think small circuit boards, microelectronics and robotics. Students of electronic engineering focus on areas such as circuit building, microprocessor programming and robotics. Electronic engineers strive to develop the next generation of smart technology devices. For civil engineering, think bridges, roads, railways, water supply systems and offshore oil platforms. Civil engineering students study the physical and natural environment and analyse the ability for structures to perform in a variety of situations and environmental conditions. So, to recap, mechanical engineering is concerned with mechanical devices and systems. Electrical engineering is concerned with generation, transmission, distribution, control and usage of electrical energy in a sustainable way. Electronic engineering is concerned with creating, designing and developing everyday devices, from smartphones and game consoles to drones and self-driving automobiles. Civil engineering is the design and construction of the physical environment. Think bridges, roads and railways. Maths, science and technology subjects are central to all engineering courses, so if you enjoy these, you're going to love engineering. If you prefer school subjects like technical graphics and engineering, then a mechanical engineering course might be right for you. Whereas if you're interested in the sciences and technologies, take a look at electrical engineering or electronic engineering courses. But if you'd like to focus on the physical or natural environment, choose a civil engineering course. Engineering at LIT spans the engineering disciplines. LIT offers engineering courses across levels 7 and 8, as well as postgrad taught and research opportunities. To find the right engineering course for you, come to an LIT Open Day where you can meet engineering lecturers and students, or visit cao.lit.ie today.
Now on your screen at the moment you can see all the different platforms through which you can make contact with LIT, but I would ask you to pay particular attention to the one in the black writing. If you go on to that site, you will subscribe to our newsletter. Now there's a whole load of information available to you in that newsletter, such as information about the CAO, information about the different programs, all the different programs in LIT, and very important, all of the upcoming events that LIT are arranging for the remainder of the academic year. They will all be highlighted in that newsletter, so that's an important one for you. Thank you for listening for the last 30 minutes. I would say to you now that if you have any questions arising from the presentation, log them with your guidance counsellor and I'll endeavour to answer them at a later stage. Thank you.